I'm sure most of us have a current best friend, or we've had a previous best friend that we've known since childhood. I know I definitely have. In order to keep those friendships alive and well, we have to nurture them. And just like the German proverb, friendship is a plant we must often water, I definitely agree with this. I am going to go over how I've had two very significant friendships in my life, and all the way up to the friendships that I have today. So I'm going to rewind back all the way to first grade. It was Mrs. Flint's class. My first grade, I was so excited, all these new people, I've never seen them before. And there was this girl that sat next to me, her name was Renisha. I was so excited to meet her. I said, "Hi, will you be my friend?" like all of the little kids do. And she said, "Of course I'll be your friend." And we were practically inseparable ever since. We were friends all the way through first grade, and then towards second grade, we had to start. We were in different classrooms, so it was hard to see each other, except on the playground. And then by third grade, she had to move away. So of course, being so young, we can't nurture our friendships when she moves, because I didn't have a cell phone then. So that was pretty much the end of that friendship. And then about a year and a half ago, when I was on Facebook, I got a friend request. And it was Renisha. She still remembered me, and she found me on Facebook, and I was beyond ecstatic. So I was really happy that that happened. So we're slowly nurturing our friendship back up to where it used to be. Obviously it won't be the same, but it'll be even better. And then also in first grade, I met a little girl named Christine on the playground. Of course I asked her, "Will you be my friend?" And of course she said yes, so we started playing, and then I only saw her during recess. And then finally in third grade, we actually had a class together. It was Miss Anthony's class, and I loved that teacher. She was funny. She made sure we learned what we had to know, learn what we had to learn. And so ever since third grade, I've been best friends with Christina Gale Hutcherson. I've known her ever since first grade. I call her at least once a week, even though I'm all the way in California and she's all the way in Virginia. We've nurtured our friendship, and we talk and we share things. I'm sure she's disagreed with things that I've decided to do, and I've definitely disagreed with some of the things that she's decided to do. But we've always ended up supporting each other and nurturing that friendship. That's why it's lasted so long. And the friendships that I have now that I've began to grow at Fullerton College, I definitely plan on keeping them and making sure I'm in contact with them, even though we might end up going our separate ways. Like one might go to Cal State Fullerton, one might end up going to San Francisco, someone might even go all the way to Harvard, which is ridiculous, but if they make it, that's awesome. So that's why I definitely agree with the German proverb that friendship is like a plant that needs water for it to grow. Thank you.
All right, Nazzi, I thought that you had a nice personal story to get us started with. There's a clear thesis statement. There's a little bit of a preview. All the content is really nicely developed. You give us some good details. You make it interesting. You're animated and involved while you're speaking about it. So whenever you're talking about your friends and telling the stories there, it's very easy to listen to you because there's good variety in your voice and your facial expressions are animated. I do sometimes think you're a little inconsistent about talking to the audience. You do have a tendency to look down and kind of like you're reflecting on the stories that you're talking about instead of talking to us about it, thinking about it to yourself. And so you want to be a little careful about that. Transitions were fine. Like I said, I thought your expressions were very animated. Your voice, I think, works pretty well most of the time. There are a few places where it drops out. It's like you get to the end of a sentence and you're dropping out. And I thought, for instance, when you watch the speech, at the end of the speech, you have the same kind of thing. You've got a pretty effective exit, but the delivery, I think, gets a little underdone, and your voice drops off a little bit. It sounds like you're just saying, well, I'm kind of finished, instead of making the point about why you agree with the proverb, because by nurturing my friendships, I've actually managed to sustain them, or something like that, and having a good exit. It comes across like, and anyway, I'm done. And that's the one tendency that I noticed that you had, that it might be a little bit problematic. Otherwise, most other things were fine except for the eye contact thing. All right. Thank you.